So Handyman Saitou in Another World is one of the most unique isekai I've ever seen, mainly because of the direction of the anime. What makes this isekai vastly different than other ones is the randomness of it and how calm and chill it is, and it doesn't follow the typical isekai format, especially since there's so much random things that happen, and I mean random because we go from scene to scene from seeing different characters, and I just like the calmness of it, and it's just like a chill isekai compared to all these other ones. It has really good animation, but yes, it's not the best thing ever, but I do like the calming chill aspect of it, and I just like the quick pacing and just how we have these group of characters that somewhat have some connections to each other that we maybe learn later on that have some connection. But Handyman Saitou in Another One is not your typical isekai because it does not follow the typical isekai format. Yes, they're in a fantasy world, but that's just a fantasy world that comes with any isekai majority of the time anyway, though. Because Handyman Saitou isn't that bad of an isekai, and I'll say it's kind of worth watching if you want a more chill anime that does not follow the typical isekai format. So let's get into some other things about this anime. So when it comes to this anime, the reason why I say it's unique is because there's so much happening in these first 3 episodes and episode 4, which I'll touch later because that one adds something to the story. But the first 3 episodes, so much is happening because we're getting random scene after random scene after random scene, and we're introduced to so many different characters. And it's vastly different than the regular isekai formula, where usually, either you see a character get hit or we see a character already in this world. Where this one, yes, the character's already in this world, but we're getting stuff in different scenes, bits and pieces. One time we'll see the main party, the next thing you know, they'll go to another party. But let's get into some of the characters real quick that you can understand if you haven't seen this, because it's so damn random. So you have the main party, which has Saitou, the main character, the isekai character. You have Riza, who is like the knight. You have Laugh-Pen, who is like the little fairy girl, and then you have Morlock, who's the old ass wizard. And then some of the other people we see are, you have the king, the demon lord, plus the king's like little attendant or whatever. You have the fake hero party, which is hilarious because you have a hero party that was basically just chosen by like a panel of people, and it's kind of funny. And then you have an old man with a giant club. You have the warrior elf. And you have the freaky mage, because if you saw the things she was doing, how she was feeling about the warrior elf, then you know. You have the shopkeeper, you have the dwarf, you have the girl with the big axe, and like the one guy that's with her. You have the ninja assassin, and then like there's other people they've shown. But yeah, so many people get thrown in our faces in this anime that it's just like, why? And it happens so fast because we're going with the main party with Saitou and all them. Next thing you know, we'll be with the elf girl and then somebody else. Like, I don't mind the format. It's random, and like it really doesn't have a story. I guess the main story and like how it connects all these people together is like the little dungeon thing that's down there. That's like the only thing I can think of, and they're all from this same kingdom or just like area, whatever they're at in that town. But yeah, that's like literally the only thing that connects, especially in the first 3 episodes. But towards the end of episode 3, we finally get the connection because we have Saitou and his party. They find like a new interest in the dungeon, and that opens up that everybody around that like is a venture or whatever, they want to come here. And then we get into episode 4, and that's when we finally get to see Saitou and all these different characters that we've been seeing leading up into the first 3 episodes. We finally get to see them all interact in episode 4. So episode 4 was a lot, in my opinion, was a lot better than the first 3, mainly because it wasn't really random, because like they all were down there. Yes, we did get the random stuff, but this one kind of had some connection because like now we're seeing these characters that we've been like seeing little clips of in the anime finally meet up with other people, and we see them interact. So now they add something to the world, but still it is very just unique because the way they're doing it is kind of random, because like we're getting little flashbacks every once in a while of like what actually happened to the main character, because this does not follow none of the isekai tropes like at all. The only trope it might follow is the main character might have got hit by a truck, but I'm not sure, mainly because we really don't know what happened to him like that. I'm pretty sure it was a truck, but we have like little things that we know about his past. We know that he just happened to appear there, and he appeared in the bed of the night girl, and it was kind of funny. There's not really no harem trope. All that's happening right now is there's one girl that likes him, and there's a guy that likes him too. That was introduced in the newest episode. That's kind of funny, but as of right now, there's no harem trope. Also, the main character doesn't seem like he's OP, because all he knows how to do is just unlock shit. Because like that's why it's called Handyman, because in his past life he was literally like a person that was like a locksmith type of person, I guess you would say, and he's literally the one that goes in the party and he just unlocks chests and shit like that. So like I said, this is vastly different than regular isekai in my opinion, just because There's no OP character, no harem, none of that. And just the format of the whole anime with it being so damn random and not really no focus. I will say this, the animation is really good. I'll say it does have some really good animation. That's the one thing I will say that's good about it. The rest of the anime, it's not that bad, but I will say the first 3 episodes, you're going to be wondering what is happening because it's a whole bunch of just random stuff and you're getting thrown all these characters at once instead of just like, you know, one little group of people to focus on or one main character to focus on. You get thrown, you get the main character and all of them shown, but you get thrown all these other groups of people and it's just random. But then episode 4 makes up for it, and now I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the rest of the series, because now that we have these characters with these interactions, at least we know why all those other characters were there. I guess it was kind of nice for like a little bit of world building. So I will say that the first 3 episodes are good for world building, that we're going to introduce all these other characters that by the time we get to episode 4, we're like, oh, I remember them seeing them in that one episode. So I will give it that. And I will say this one's growing on me, especially since episode 4 was, in my opinion, a really good episode. Since we finally got to see all these characters like interact with each other. So I kind of like that. Yes, it does have some funny moments because like I said, the hero party, that's like a fake hero party, is hilarious because they basically, so like there's a sword and you know like King Arthur thing, like how they have a Excalibur and you pull it out. There's a thing there, but they have like a fake one over there, and like they have the sword there and like they're unlock it for people to grab it or they're lock it for them not to grab it. And then like there's like a committee and they're just choosing people and they literally choose a mage just because they think she could be the next idol. And the guy joins their party as a priest just because like he has a connection to his uncle that's on the panel. It was funny. Like this anime does have some little funny moments like that, but overall it's not that bad of an isekai. If you want something vastly different than regular isekai, then you'll probably enjoy this one. But story wise, there's not really one like that. It's kind of random stuff happening, but episode 4 kind of makes up for that. So I'm curious to see what happens with the rest of the story, because hopefully the rest of the story, hopefully the rest of the season, I should say, gets a story or some grand goal, because I guess it's not going to really have no grand goal, mainly because it just seems like they're just going in this dungeon. But I will say in episode 4, towards the end, we did see that a whole bunch of stuff from Earth was piled in this dungeon, so maybe it does have some connection to Earth and we could see maybe something might happen or not. But yeah, if you've been watching this one, let me know how you feel about it. If you haven't seen it, you might want to check it out. Like I said, if you want something vastly different when the isekai genre, then you might enjoy this one. And also, the animation is really good. I will say the characters, especially the main cast, I do like all the characters. I like all their interactions. The fairy is the best character in my opinion because she's hilarious. Mainly because whenever Murloc, the old wizard, like he gets his back is hurt and all that, she always charges him like a gold like coin that she'll fix and all that. And like there's a reason why she does that. But also the wizard, he's hilarious too. But the whole party like kind of funny because the way interactions they have sometimes are kind of hilarious at times. But the fairy most definitely is the best character in my opinion though. But yeah, check this anime out if you haven't seen it. It's on Crunchyroll, or you know, hop on a pirate ship, you can watch it that way too though. If you enjoyed the video, why not subscribe? Enjoy the video, why not like? If you didn't, you can dislike, subscribe, really enjoyed. But yeah, this one's growing on me so far, and I'm curious to see how the rest of the season plays out, because episode 4 in my opinion was really good compared to the first 3, because the first 3 was just random stuff, where episode 4 just seemed like we were finally leading up somewhere because they gave us all these characters and all these different interactions that we didn't have before, and it was kind of nice seeing all these different characters interact though. But thank you for watching. See you next video though. Bye.